Why does Hollywood keep casting the most attractive men possible to play serial killers? And more importantly, why do we keep watching? Let's talk about it. Multiple examples of attractive men playing serial killers have been seen in the recent years. Zac Efron as Ted Bundy in Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, Ross Lynch as Jeffrey Dahmer in My Friend Dahmer, Nicholas Chavez and Cooper Koch as the Menendez brothers in Monsters, and the most disturbing, in my opinion, Evan Peters, who plays Jeffrey Dahmer in the award-winning show Dahmer. The Disney child actor to serial killer actor pipeline needs to be studied, because there are seriously so many weird crossovers with that guys, right? Like Ross Lynch, Zac Efron. It's weird. Why are there so many? And that's why I'm asking the question. Why does Hollywood keep casting these attractive guys to play serial killers? And what is it doing to young women, especially? I think this has to do with the true crime boom. There's a reason why true crime content is always dominating streaming services. Studies show that people, most commonly women, are drawn towards true crime for a mix of reasons. 1. Survival instincts. Some people have said that they watch true crime to feel more prepared or in control. It's the same reason people watch horror movies. It gives people a sense of adrenaline and fear without having the immediate danger right beside them. It gives them a barrier where they can look into this world without being too close to it. 2. Morbid curiosity. Even my human brain is wired to seek out information about danger. It's so far from normal for a normal person that we're drawn to it, almost like a moth to a flame. 3. Dark empathy. A psychological phenomenon where people feel a strange connection to dangerous individuals, not because they are trying to sympathize with them, because they would like to understand them. But this is where things get complicated, because once you put a conventionally attractive actor whom we idolize into the role of a serial killer who we are not supposed to idolize, that curiosity starts to blur into admiration. And something that's really sad about this is there's no retribution for these families. When big shows like these are released, they win awards, they get money, they can continue making this stuff. When families of the victims are exploited for years and continue, this vicious cycle. There's also a familiarity bias at play here. Hollywood tends to cast actors that are familiar and safe to us, ones that we already know and have a strong fan base. When someone like Zac Efron plays Ted Bundy, it's almost like we're watching someone that we know, that we trust. A familiar face doing the unthinkable. This creates an unsettling, odd attachment to this disgusting character, despite knowing their horrific actions. When attractive men play these vicious roles, it allows filmmakers to manipulate our emotions. A well-acted performance from someone like, for example, like Evan Peters, has the power and the potential to make us feel for these killers, pulling us into their world and questioning what is good and what is evil. This emotional manipulation makes a killer seem more human and more relatable to a normal person, which can dangerously encourage romanticization. And Hollywood blurs the line, almost making us empathize with these people who in real life would be way beyond empathy. Now, does casting these attractive guys to play serial killers a inherently bad thing? It's really weird, but no, sadly it's not. But it does come with risks, and these companies and these casting directors that are casting these actors to play these roles, they know what they're doing in a way, I feel, and their hands aren't clean in all of this, right? They know the risks, and also they know who their audience is. A lot of it is young women who are growing up to believe that, oh, Zac Efron is playing his new role as Ted Bundy. Like, that is not the way we should see Ted Bundy. I'm sorry. It's kind of wrong, in my opinion. The real issue of all of this is when this performance can blur the lines between fact and reality and start the process of romanticization of these brutal, disgusting people. Take Richard Ramirez, for example, a man who was convicted of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. And when he was on trial, women were lined up out the door trying to send him love letters. So when Hollywood casts a generically attractive actor to play these roles, it's harmful. And it runs the risk of sanitizing the horrors of the actions that these guys have done. So, they'll keep casting these men to play serial killers. And it's easy to see why. It grabs attention, it stirs emotion, it'll get people to watch. But here's the problem. Young people are losing the risk of understanding who these people actually were, and more importantly, understanding the victims. At the heart of it, these men were monsters. They weren't tragic figures in need of redemption, and they weren't misunderstood souls with a hidden charm. They're monsters. And the more we let these portrayals soften the actions of these people, the more that we dangerously distance ourselves from the truth. So while it's easy to get swept up in the allure of a performance, at the end of the day, we can't forget that these are not characters to sympathize with. They're killers. That's where their stories should begin, and that's where their stories should end. Hi, I'm Isabella, and thank you for joining me today and letting me rant. I've had this topic on my mind for a really long time now, so it's really cool to be able to talk about it, even if it is just at my wall. But if you like today's video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And if you would like to see more of moi, I will be posting every week, and I think you should subscribe because it'll be worth your while and you'll have a lot of fun here. You will. Without further ado, I guess that's see you next week. Come on. Be here. Okay. See you next week.